What's up, everyone in YouTube space? So today we're going to be diving into an influence category that I don't feel gets enough light, or maybe enough criticism. So you got your food influencer, you got your car influencer, you got your workout influencer, your product influencer, architectural influencers, all types of influencers. But today I'm specifically going to be talking about your right-wing Christian influencer, my favorite grifters of the bunch. In particular today, I'm going to bring to you the one that brings me the most comedic value in all the spaces on the internet, from Instagram to YouTube, Mr. Benny Johnson. So let's break into it for a little bit.
Oh my God.
So what this Jagmo Benny Johnson likes to think he is an independent journalist. But what he really is, like a lot of the people that are in this right-wing independent media sector are grifters. They've gotten their fame over the last 4 years through being on their knees for Trump.
As president, I have to be your protector.
Benny, we're fans of the Trump family. Obviously, we have the mugshot hanging in the old studio.
And fear-mongering for clicks for people that share the same values or might not have enough knowledge of the facts.
When a military helicopter murdered 67 people inside of a commercial aircraft, and
that they were at the wrong height, so that's a pilot error. The first would be a policy error or choice. And then the third is air traffic control said, do you have the CRJ in sight? Well, there were two aircraft in their field of view, and actually only one was really obvious to them, and that was if you watch the video, the aircraft taking off.
What this Jagmo also likes to think he is a Christian, but he constantly contradicts himself through the stuff he posts, the comments he makes, and also the people he backs. And we'll get into that a little bit later. And lastly, the most cringe thing about this man is his damn stage entrance videos. He thinks he's a Tony Robinson or some other big influencer. Benny likes to act like he's one of the guys.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Benny.
And how he dresses, his mannerism, kind of the stuff he says. Sometimes he'll let out a cuss word or two. But what he really is just a news anchor that's worth $1 to $5 million that doesn't wear a suit. And the reason why he does this is so he seems more relatable to his audience.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. No.
To gain their trust. Like, hey, if I put a suit on and I get in front of a mic, people are going to think that I'm lying to them. Another thing he does to build this character that I'm one of the guys is he'll go out and steal mannerisms from people like Joe Rogan. And it's fucking annoying.
Barron Trump, yo, is a monster. A total and complete unit.
That's a predator. They're not scared of nobody other than bigger bears. They're just massive.
So let's go ahead and take a real good look at the controversies that surround Mr. Benny Johnson.
Oh my God.
A mongoloid horde of woke, intersectional failures could ruin America's cities. Who he was specifically talking about was the mayor of Chicago. But I think he was also referencing pretty much most black people that live in the inner city that might cause some trouble, or anyone that subscribes to what they think is the woke Black Lives Matter movement. In one of his Turning Point events where he was a speaker, he said, I quote, "Oh my God, I've never seen so many white people in the room." On MLK Day in 2013, Benny published an image of a piece of fried chicken. I mean, that's kind of funny, knowing the context. But still, you pretend to be this, I'm down to earth, I represent everyone, I'm an independent journalist. His statement towards Kendrick Lamar's performance, and I don't care what you think of it, that's fine. But he called it, this is funny, talentless, mumbling, pagan, satanic cultist. I mean, that's Mr. Do you love me? Do you love me?
And on my mind and word, would you still love me? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to love me.
I can't say it right. But, dude, come on, man. People just say whatever the fuck they want to say. And Kendrick Lamar is not pagan or cultist. I'm pretty sure. I think he's an Israelite. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up. And Lil Pump is y'all's hip-hop guy.
Pumping on X, pumping on X, pumping on X, chills.
World famous rappers are endorsing Trump. Waka Flocka endorsing Trump. Lil Pump endorsing Trump.
The hottest banger of the summer. Rappers actually got this tattooed on them. When I saw them making murals of it, I knew it was game over.
Like, who's them? Who are you talking about, them? He also said this little thing about Kanye coming up from the hood, when really he was in middle class. He just assumed that because he was from Chicago and he was black. And you'll say whatever bullshit, like just something that's bullshit to get clicks, and you know it's going to piss people off. That's not real news. And on top of that, dude, talentless, what the fuck do you think you do? You literally cry in the mic. Over the last 4 years, you made your money off of crying over Trump.
I do not understand why Team Trump let this move forward. ABC News, by the way, the head of ABC News is also the Yaya twin of Kamala Harris, who set up Kamala Harris. This is her right here.
That's talent? That's pretty fucking easy. You just did what everyone else did. Moving on. So around the 2024 time frame, him and a couple other people that were working for a company called Tenet Media got caught in a scandal. So I'm going to read a little bit about what people wrote about this scandal. And this will make sense of why he's so against the war in Ukraine. An indictment filed Wednesday alleges a media company, that's the Tenet Media, linked to 6 conservative influencers, including well-known personalities Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Benny Johnson, was secretly funded by Russian state media employees to churn out English-language videos that were often consistent with the Kremlin's interest, amplifying U.S. domestic division in order to weaken U.S. opposition to Russian interests, like the bingo Ukraine war. In addition to marking the 3rd straight presidential election in which U.S. authorities have unveiled political charge details about Russia's attempted interference in U.S. politics, an indictment indicates how Moscow may be attempting to capitalize on the skyrocketing popularity of right-wing podcasters, live streamers, and other content creators who have found successful careers on social media in the years since Trump was in office.
In the extreme, to the point of ludicrous negligence, to not know where hundreds of thousands of dollars are coming from.
Story at all. So if you knew what you're talking about, maybe it'd sound smarter.
All right. Well, I will.
But clearly, as the story has already been reported and you haven't read any of it, which involves me, which I find particularly insulting, is that certainly Dave, I, as well as Benny, did ridiculous due diligence in digging and trying to figure out what the source of the revenue was beyond your typical ad deal.
All these dudes claim to be pro-American. And they scream it from the highest mountain so everyone hears them. They're constantly, American flag here. But you're working for fucking Russia. I mean, come on. Is this a fucking movie? And you were paid by them. Even though all of you jagmos were like, I didn't know, I'm a victim. You all claim victim. You said you didn't know where the money was coming from. I think we all know. I mean, I only got the best pass. And I know where money comes from. It doesn't matter if it's legit money or non-legit money. I understand the full realm of it. So for y'all to act so dumb, but so smart at the same time, I ain't fucking believing that shit. I ain't believing that. I mean, I thought y'all hated communism. So why the fuck you working for them? It doesn't make sense. This shit don't make sense, dude. But we're going to move on. I'm going to say a lot. Moving on. Because there is a lot to this dude. There's a reason he's not working for a major news agency like Fox News. There's a reason why. Probably even Newsmax don't even want to fuck with him anymore. But let's get into it. So moving on. moving on through the controversies of Mr. Benny. In May 2023, Johnson hired far-right influencer Nick Fuentes as a digital specialist. And if you don't know about this guy, one, I'm pretty sure he's like one of those incels.
I'm an incel, all right? I know I'm an incel. You just have one bite, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep having babies.
And has like a weird thing behind it. And he's also an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist. And he's not a big fan of the Jews. He's called a holy war against them, as well as a Holocaust denier.
Majority of Hitler's master race. Countries even cut Jewish athletes from their rosters as not to offend their German hosts.
Now, the funny thing about that is Benny loves to call the Democratic Party and everything that they're fascist. These are fascists, fascists, fascists. I mean, didn't you fucking hire a fascist? One that doesn't. First of all, the big thing about Christianity is having kids. So if you're an incel, you're not fucking having kids. So how does that, okay? And secondly, you can't call people fascist if you hire a neo-Nazi. It doesn't really gel right. You gotta fix your fucking, like, this dude's all over the place. On the start of this video, I mentioned how a lot of these people got their claim to fame through this overarching support for Trump, especially in the last 4 years.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. We're fans of the Trump family. Obviously, we have the mugshot hanging in the old studio. We are also friends with the Trump boys, Eric and Don. We've gotten to meet them, really get to know them.
But the funny thing, do you know how this motherfucker met Trump? In February, Johnson once again made headlines by being the lone reporter to witness Trump having dinner at Washington, D.C. hotel with Tillerson and Brexit leader Nigel Farage. The presidential press pool was not informed of this destination, but Johnson acted on a tip from a source and made a reservation at the restaurant BLT Steakhouse and camped out awaiting Trump and his party. Johnson gave a blow-by-blow account of him sitting directly next to where Trump would be dining. He described the night as a wild one and said the restaurant was filled with other guests. Secret Service agents filled the restaurant prior to Trump arriving, and fans greeted him when he walked into the building. According to Johnson, Trump ordered a well-done New York strip steak and ate it with ketchup. Ketchup? Dude, how you fucking gonna ruin a Trump dog? How you gonna ruin a steak with ketchup? Anyways, upon exiting, Trump was photographed by Johnson handing a busboy at the restaurant a $100 bill. That's like his thing. He loves to give out them hundreds. But think about that. This dude is a fucking stalker. He literally stalked Trump. I mean, I think Trump needs to take a fucking restraining order out on this guy. How are you going to be that fucking cringe and weird? Dude literally, camped out in the booth. The only reason you would do that is because you're fucking hungry for fame. It's to the point where his obsession with Barron Trump is on a pedophilia. I mean, I don't know how old the guy is, but it seems like it. Like, if he ain't above 18, you need to hide him from this dude. If Barron had a fucking OF, this dude would be the #1 contributor. If he had a wish list, he'd be buying everything on that wish list. It's weird.
There is one Trump child that I haven't met. I actually met all of them except for one. It's Barron in New York. And whoa! Look at this man. Melania was spotted with is that the #1 draft pick in the NBA. This is, in fact, man, who the Secret Service has to crank their neck up to look at. Look at this photo. How's he even going to fit in that car? Barron Trump, is a monster. Good for him. A total and complete unit.
So before I move down the list, it's funny. There's one quote that this man has said about himself. He says he compared himself to Walt Disney. He sees himself like Walt Disney. Now, that could be true if we're talking about, the allegations of racism and anti-Semitism. controversial actions and remarks as far as like his employees, or kind of just a misunderstanding of his employees' needs as far as being underpaid, and then also giving them breaking them off bonuses during the success of certain movies. But so with that little caveat, employee abuse. So Mr. Friendly, Mr. I'm nerdy, I'm not friendly, is not so friendly. When he worked for the IJR, he was very abusive. He also drove numerous staffers away. And because of this, he was demoted. So I wonder why he's an independent journalist. Because no one's going to work with him.
Oh my God.
So that's not only it. Let's read some more. Former employees and contractors describe dubious corporate practices, payments delayed for months. I ain't gonna fucking pay you. Contracts with political campaigns rife with self-dealing, overworked, and underpaid jobs. Sounds like he likes rich people. He ain't gonna pay. Just supposed to be real. We know who he represents.
Women will be happy.
He's definitely. There's one person that's also known to not pay contractors. I think his name was Trump. Oh, that's why he likes that whole style.
He loves seeing his name on the building.
We think the Taj Mahal is beyond belief from any standpoint, and we think it's going to be a tremendous success.
You know, my contractor never got paid, and many other small contractors never got paid. It was a profitable endeavor for him. Just the people who did the work didn't get paid, that's all.
Johnson has been described, quote, very abusive, very toxic, screaming at people, like using profanity, vulgarity, making women cry.
Women will be happy.
Like pushing them to the edge. Sounds like some shit a fucking nerd would do, like someone that was bullied in school, picking on, the people that he knows he can get away with this shit around. Loser.
Game over. Okay?
So moving on to the last bit, the last bit for last, the most hilarious part is probably the reason why you shouldn't trust this fool. Two, he can't get no work anywhere, and he's a independent journalist, the freedom fighters of America. Plagiarism. In July 2014, Johnson was suspended from BuzzFeed when an online investigation exposed plagiarism in his posts. Quote, his writings periodically lifted text from a variety of sources, including Yahoo Answers and Wikipedia, plus U.S. News. Motherfucker writing articles using Wikipedia?
Oh my God.
I can use Wikipedia. I'm not saying I'm a fucking journalist. You're claiming to be a fucking journalist and you're using Yahoo Answers and Wikipedia. This is just someone who is lazy, doesn't do the groundwork. They just go online and say, I'm gonna coin the term. This is an online journalist. This motherfucker's an online journalist. Plagiarizing from online Wikipedia, Yahoo Answer ass journalist, and wants to crown himself some sort of independent media guy. Freedom fighter. I'm a journalist, freedom fighter. Motherfucker, you are a bum. You're the bum of the fucking journalist. You're a bum. Of all the journalism, if there was a bum award for journalism, you would get it. You're a fucking bum. Let's put it that way. I don't got my words. In March 2017, IJR staffers accused Johnson of plagiarizing an article about House Republican Conference Chairwoman Kathy Morris Rogers. Later in the same month, Johnson was suspended by IJR. Johnson had been warned that the IJR could potentially be promoting a conspiracy theory, but assigned the story anyways. One thing a lot of these fucking grifters on the right they're all heavy in conspiracy theories. I love a good conspiracy theory, but I'm not going to run my life about it. They love these conspiracy theories because the way they think about them, because with a conspiracy theory, what you can do is you can just cling to one side and deny any evidence from the other side by saying, well, that's what they want you to believe. That's how they're going to trick you. This motherfucker is a bum. I'm going to say again, Wikipedia bum journalist. That's what he fucking is. He's another MGT.
Tell me why so many people that support Donald Trump love conspiracy theories, including yourself. He seems to attract lots of conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me tell you, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the left and the media spreads more conspiracy theories. We like the truth. We like supporting our Constitution, our freedoms, and America first. So,
what about Jewish space lasers? Tell us about Jewish space lasers.
No, why don't you go talk about Jewish space lasers? And really, why don't you off? How about that?
So to kind of wrap all this up, I know I kind of sound like a hater. And because I'm talking about the right side, people are going to be like, oh, you're fully on the left side, which I got problems with both. I'm a centered person. But this dude's a fucking bum. And the facts are there. And the only reason why people or grifters like him are famous are because they got on their knees for the MAGA movement during those 4 years. I really don't know. Like, if you look at what he won't stop crying. His whole thing is about crying. Because after, the worst thing that happened to him was Trump getting elected. Because how he got all his clicks was through fear mongering. So now it's just attaboys. And then complaining. It's like, dude, y'all won, but he's still fucking complaining because he has to make money. There's no real reporting. He'll be like, you're a fascist. Oh, they're fascists? You're the one who fucking hired a known fascist. You're a big Christian, but yet you back Pete Hegseth, which cheated on his wife multiple times and is a fucking pig. Hope he'll be forgiven. Nah, man. Yeah, one time, not multiple times, and then come out, I have a problem. It's like, this is the type of shit. There's weak men out there. If you fall for pussy like that, excuse my language, I'll have to block that, but you're weak. If you fall for women that easy, you're weak. You're not no masculine hero. This guy constantly, he's like, always, I thought Christians were the ones that were supposed to forgive and be the bigger person, but he's constantly going for the low blow. On top of that, for being Mr. Christian, he turns around and uses lots of foul language because he tries to embody this like Joe Rogan-esque character that he's not. And you can see the people having problems with in the comments. And then on top of all of this, we all know why you don't like the Ukraine war. Because you were fucking paid by the Russians. And you're not a victim. I thought you didn't like communism. You're always fucking complaining about it. Yet you took money from the ones that used to call themselves communists, that believe in socialism. It's wild. These people are all over the place, especially him. But it's funny because, I get laughs from this shit. It's hilarious. So y'all can let this bozo tell you how life is. I understand. Some people just don't have a lot of knowledge. You need to get your knowledge from someone that plagiarizes from Yahoo Answers and Wikipedia. It's fine. I get it. It's not everyone wants to be a critical thinker. But I'm just letting you know that the only reason why these type of grifters exist and make lots of money is because people fall into the fear-mongering trap. And that's all I gotta say.